Stripe. Premier League. I miss one bag of gold medal pan me no. Red Stripe alone champion boy go. Pan a pour them a singing anthem. Red Stripe, watcha. Man shall I be the forward boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy score. Every goal when I run from boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy now. Pop down we run the marathon boy. The bush and never made it that the champion boy pano. Nah man I done a songsters boy. Red Stripe Premier League champion boy.
As the FIFA anthems ring out, we welcome you here to the Harbour Mini Stadium. It's Mount Pleasant Academy going up against the home team, Harbour View. Harbour View, they are in 9th position with 26 points in the Premier League. And the Mount Pleasant coming into this round were the leaders, but have found themselves in 2nd place with a game in hand on 40 points. A draw or a win here today would see them end the 2nd round as the leaders of the Red Stripe Premier League. It's Harbour View versus Mount Pleasant here. Harbour View in yellow, Mount Pleasant in blue. Mount Pleasant trying to avenge their first game defeat to Harbour View at home in Jacksall. Harbour View with a new coach, Ludlow Bernard, in his first assignment after the sacking of Damian Stewart, the 5th coach here at Harbour View. And interestingly, Mount Pleasant lost their coach because of a loss to the said team, Harbour View. Let's take the anthem of Jamaica as we move to the starting lineup for both teams. As we said before, this is the 2nd meeting this season of both teams. Harbour View, they won the first game at Jacksall, winning by 1-0. And we move to the starting lineup. First we go with the away team, Mount Pleasant. Number 40, Kadeem Davis. Number 5, Ricardo Campbell. Number 3, Ladale Ritchie. Number 14, Suleiman Kala. Number 15, Kevin Isaacs. Number 17, Ronaldo Rodney. Number 11, Keston Hall. Number 19, Cardell Benbow. Number 10, Kemar Beckford. And number 8, Jordan Fletcher. Substitutes, number 50, David Swaby. Alwyn Harvey, number 4, Evan Taylor, number 23, Shaquille Notice, number 22, Daniel Green, number 9, and Francois Swaby, number 16. The coach, Paul Davis. The assistant coach is Mr. Nigel Stewart. Now, let me give you the starting lineup now for the home team, which is Harbour View. And in goal, we have Tafari Chambers, number 13, number 5, Nicholas Beckett, number 29, O'Shane Staple, number 17, Ajani Talbot, number 6, Decoy Williams, number 21, Orlando Harding, number 8, Jabari Howell, number 25, Joshan Anglin, number 9, Bebito McDonald, number 18, Troy Nosworthy, number 10, Norman Campbell, number 43, substitute Akeem Smith, 22, Gerald Neal, 15, Romario Thompson, 14, John Luca Levy, 20, Mark Alves, as number 44 is Javon Basco, and number 28, Sean Daly. Coach returning for his third stint as head coach here at Harbourview. First game in the third stint, Mr. Ludlow Bernard, the Kingston College Manning Cup coach, who won the Super Cup, the ISA Super Cup this season. Very successful at the schoolboy level, trying to replicate that now with his hometown club, Harbourview. So Harbourview get us underway here. Ball inside with Campbell. Ball played back, Harbourview, as we said, in yellow. Kicking from right to left. And Mount Pleasant early exchanges here. Kemar Beckford, who is second on the goal scoring charts here in the Red Stripe Premier League with 11 goals, has scored 8 goals in the last 9 games for this Mount Pleasant team, and has placed himself squarely in the goal scoring race. Head-to-head here between the two teams, 2 wins apiece after 4 meetings. Remember, Mount Pleasant, it's just their second season in the league. Harbourview, perennial front runners and one of the more prominent teams in the Red Stripe Premier League, has been here for ages. Here's Kessler and Hall inside to Benbow, who chips this one across now to Beckford. Can Beckford get off the shot? Skewed off the right boot and just going wide there. So first taste of action there, goal mouth activity for the man Beckford. In terms of this season, it was the first game of the season for both teams, and the Harbourview team, they came to Jacksall and managed to leave with all 3 points, winning that game 1-0. Mount Pleasant, very good form, and will want to stamp their authority on the game here this afternoon. The development here at Harbourview is that they have just changed. This is the 4th coaching staff that will be employed here at Harbourview. Ludlow Bernard, as we said earlier in the preview, now the new coach here, and lots left to be seen as to how well they will manage under this new coach. Referee O'Shane Nation here makes the early call, awarding a foul to the Harbourview team. So we are here in Harbourview, Eastern St. Andrew, and cool night here, always chilly breeze, very close to the sea here, hence the name Harbourview. Good view of the harbour as Decoy Williams trying to clear his lines. Ball now with Fletcher, plays it back inside. Here is Mount Pleasant now trying to mount an attack. Kevin Isaacs, number 15-man national representative. Now Benbow tried to take it on the volley, and of course when you hear the noise, the sounds, that's the Mount Pleasant aggregation. We're loudest fans in this, the Red Stripe Premier League, and making some noise, making their presence felt early here in this encounter. As now ball is inside with Rodney, who chips it inside, comes across trying to pick out Hall. Cleared there by Harbourview. McCullough comes through the back of the player, and referee Nation obliges, and the call will go to Harbourview. So that's the second free kick of the game to the Harbourview team, as it's inside with Beckett, the captain. Second game this season for Beckett, as he has been recovering from injury, but one of the veteran players here, maybe the only remaining player who would have been at Harbourview for over 5 years, as Hall now inside the box, cuts it back, trying to get the run off one of Mount Pleasant players, but Rodney does well now to dispossess. Ball comes across, finds Benbow, comes to the man Leng. Leng inside to Benbow. Benbow trying to get by his man, wanted a call from Nation. Referee not having it. Here's Harbourview now. Bebita McNally slides this one inside, cut out temporarily by the Mount Pleasant defense, and now they clear their lines through Rodney. McCullough will play a pass into Fletcher. Fletcher now wants to make the outside run as McCullough comes inside, back to Rodney. Rodney passes, and still Rodney. Now they are dispossessed by Harbourview, and tame shot there won't cause any problems for Kadeem Davis in goal for this Mount Pleasant team. Nasworthy there, the man getting the shot off. Here is Sule Makala. Chipped is inside. Comes back to Ricardo Campbell. Plays a square pass to Richie. Now with Leng. Leng looks upfield trying to get the run of Benbow, who is fouled. So Mount Pleasant are now given their first free kick of the game. Just over midway the Harbourview half, as coach Nigel Stewart, the assistant coach here, gives some instructions from the bench. So early action here in this piece, 4 minutes by our watch gone, and Mount Pleasant with a free kick that potentially could bring some fruit in terms of a goal here. So Leng is the man charged with the free kick, chips it inside. Goalkeeper punches, comes to Makala! Just shoots wide. That should have been 1-0. The goalkeeper came, he punched right into the path of Makala. Makala with the one-time effort, just past the left upright. And Harbourview lives to fight another day. Mount Pleasant really should have been 1-0 up there. But Makala shoots wide. Chambers, the goalkeeper there, came, punched, but punched into a body area. Makala, with all the goal to aim for, shot wide of the target. And early let off here for Harbourview as McDonald now plays this one inside. Harbourview trying to change the point of attack. It's with Talbot. Talbot comes forward now, plays a pass inside, comes to the man who is Howell, comes now across field to Harding. Harding dispossessed by Hall, but ball went out of play as stated by the official, and it's going to be a throw-in midway the Mount Pleasant half. Here is Norman Campbell. He was the danger man when Harbourview came to Jack Saul, and will have to be a man to watch tonight. Really clinical, and if he's given the chance in front of goal, could cause some problems as Harding plays this one back to Beckett. Beckett chips it over on the far side, trying to get the player going. Still Harbourview. Howell trying to challenge there, but cut out by McCallum. And so Staple and Howell seem to be operating on the right hand side for Harbourview, as Isaacs couldn't control, and throwing now to Harbourview. Here's Beckett, knocks this one across, comes to Staple. Staple back inside with Beckett. Beckett now chips this one forward, trying to get the run of the man who looks to be McDonald there, but Mount Pleasant cut it out. Here comes Harbourview. Still Harbourview on the ball. McDonald, but runs out of real estate and gives the throw back to the visitors from St. Anne, who since coming into the league has really been the talk of the town, and has made no bones about their presence. Always felt when Mount Pleasant is playing, whether at home or on the road. The stats say that Mount Pleasant are the best home team in the Premier League. Of their 40 points, 22 of those they have gotten on the road, with 7 wins and a draw. So that should tell you that coming here at Harbourview, their first game at Harbourview, they also won that game last season 2-1 with goals from Devon Hodges and the man Benbow. Here is Nasworthy trying to, Jabari Howell trying to get himself around the Mount Pleasant defense. Has not been an easy feat all Premier League, because Mount Pleasant also boasts the best defensive record, conceding only 18 goals from 21 games, as this is game number 22. Here is Howell. Chips a ball inside, cleared by the captain, but only as far as to Bebita McDonald, trying to get the run off Staple. Staple could not have, no, Staple is on the ball. Thought he wouldn't make it, but Kadeem Davis didn't do so well there. Tried to hold on to the ball, fell out of his hands, and it has resulted in the first corner kick for the hosts, which McDonald is lining up to take. So corner kick number 1 for either team in the 10th minute, as McDonald chips this one across. Let's go up and just pass the outstretched foot there, outstretched leg of Captain Beckett, and a half chance there because no contact made. But Mount Pleasant did not deal with that corner as they would have wanted, but the result is what they want because still have preserved a clean sheet. Here is now the ball inside with Richie, square pass to Campbell. Campbell now moves up the left hand side, tries to chip this one over the top. Beckford falls to the turf. Referee Nation not interested. Now it's headed out by Isaacs. Comes as far as to Benbow. Now he's fouled. And Beckett, just a professional foul there. Beckett just coming back, as we said before, quite a veteran and maybe not in the best physical condition. Could not allow speedy Benbow to turn, so just disrupted the flow of the Mount Pleasant attack. Here is McCullough to throw. Ball inside now, trying to go up the flank. Here is Benbow, and he has been all over the pitch, obviously playing a free role here, sometimes deep in the midfield, on the left side, on the right side. And here is now McCullough, beats his man nicely. Can he get across inside? Chips it inside. Harbourview does well with the first ball, and Campbell will clear up things as he gets it now to his teammate. Here comes Mount Pleasant breaking up that attack. Here comes Keslan Hall. Hall now inside the box, still all chips inside and can't get the shot off. Still recovers, but will settle for the corner. So Mount Pleasant now with their first corner of the game, and Hall to take. Hall now chips it inside on the top of the D. Comes to Beckford. Beckford trying to clear his way to get a shot off. Yellow wall there prevented any danger as Hall now chips it to the near post for the run of Rodney, but no problems there for Chambers. Former Clarendon College goalkeeper actually won the Acosta Cup with Clarendon College, as Campbell now being attended to by Leng, and Isaacs came over company. Howell seems to have handled the ball there, but nothing there as the shot is taken. That one high over the top by Joshan Anglin. Pretty young Harbourview team here. Lots of 19 and 18-year-olds in this lineup. And Ludlow Bernard known to be a youth protagonist. So expect to see lots of youngsters in his setup. Former coach Stewart had some issues with some of their main players, Talbot and Luca Levy, who is now on the bench for Harbourview. Interestingly, Mount Pleasant, they also have two former Harbourview players in their ranks who are on the bench for Mount Pleasant today, Daniel Green and Evan Taylor. Taylor actually won the Premier League here with Harbourview, Vin Blaine being the coach at that time. So lots of subplots to this encounter. Mount Pleasant as a new team, the composition of the team would have primarily been players who would have been playing for the Premier League clubs, as this ball is played on the diagonal lateral, coming out to try to get to Sule McCullough. The pass played by the captain, Richie. McCullough, the first touch wasn't ideal, but did well to protect the ball and in turn win a throw. Here comes Jordan Fletcher, can't win the ball off McDonald. Now it's inside with Rodney. Rodney gets it to Fletcher. And offside is the call here. So in case you're just joining us, 13 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline here, no goals yet. It's Harbourview in 9th position. They are playing against Mount Pleasant, who are in 2nd position. 26 points for the Stars of the East. 40 points for the men in blue from St. Ann. Ball chip now for the run of Keslan Hall. Does well to control, passes back to Leng. Leng comes across and gets it to Rodney. Rodney now does well to get by one. Kenny, he wants to line up a shot, goes down under a challenge. And this should be a good opportunity for Mount Pleasant to breach this 0-0 barrier and put themselves on the score sheet. It's 26 yards from goal. Kevin Isaacs has scored one of these free kicks so far this season, and when he gets it right, he can cause problems for even the best goalkeeper on his day. And he would be hoping that tonight on this Monday Night Live game that he can get it right here. So Kevin Isaacs, the man, 4-man wall built here. 1, 2, 3, 4 Mount Pleasant players in and around the area. Leng has joined on the outside. Hall is also there. So now 6 Isaacs. Well built wall there. And Harbourview would have good walls because they are right beside Carib Cement. So lots of cement in that wall, and the wall has done its job as Ladale Ritchie pushes Campbell to the turf here, and referee nation just having a short word with them. And maybe he was just telling the referee that he was telling him Happy New Year. It wasn't really anything to cause concern. So Ritchie right at the half line chips this one across. Can't get Hall to connect. McCullough inside to Rodney. Rodney still with the ball, plays it now inside to Benbow, the everywhere man today. Comes back to Benbow, can't get an accurate pass. Does McDonald keep it in? No. So the throw is to Mount Pleasant. 16 minutes gone, 0-0 the score. Mount Pleasant in blue, kicking from left to right against the host Harbourview in yellow. Kicking from right to left as Fletcher tries to make that defense splitting pass. Didn't work there, as he has now officially come over on the right hand side. So he has switched with the man Ben Bow, who started on this right hand side, as the free kick is awarded to Mount Pleasant for the foul on Fletcher by Harding. As more spectators stream into the venue. As we said, Mount Pleasant coming into this final round of games in the second round. This is the final game of the second round. The format here, it's 3 rounds. Then the 4th round is a playoff round, the top 6. The 2 top teams rest, while the 4 remaining teams play in a playoff to join the number 1 and 2 in the semi-final and the finals. So it's a league playoff system. So they are heading into what is arguably the most important round, the 3rd round, where teams position themselves for strategic playoff spots. Here's the ball now chipped over, but only as far as Ritchie, who plays the long ball. Several long balls played by the Harbourview team, by the Mount Pleasant team rather. Not sure if this is one of the strategies of the coaching staff to test this young defense, as the ball now played high. Harbourview with a long ball of their own, dealt with competently by Ritchie, and ball now through the middle of the pitch. Here is Benbow now, gets it across to Fletcher. Still Fletcher on the ball. Fletcher wants to come inside. good organized shape, defensive shape here from the Harbourview team as Rodney places inside to Isaacs. Isaacs goes back to Leng. Leng now wants to get it inside, doesn't cross. Comes to Benbow, who does cross now. And Beckford not getting the purchase on that one as he wanted. So nothing really to trouble the Harbourview defense or goalkeeper. Here is Howell now trying to chip this one diagonally, comes as far as to Campbell. That's a good ball. Campbell now running at the Mount Pleasant defense, and Black Deer seem to be by his own player. And Rodney now will recover from Mount Pleasant as Isaac strips this one upfield. Hall does well to control. Now he gets it back to the man who looks to be McCullough. McCullough now inside. It's with Ricardo Campbell. Campbell across to Richie. Richie to Leng. Leng. Still Leng on the ball. Now back to Richie. Harbourview not pressing in the Mount Pleasant defensive third. Really starting the press from the middle of the field. So Mount Pleasant will enjoy at the moment. The possession is almost, as this one comes back inside, was like a ping pong. But nothing there for Mount Pleasant to scrap, as now it comes across with Campbell. Campbell now to McCullough. Back to Richie. Richie across to Leng. Leng chips it inside. Can't get Benbow going. Leng not sure where the ball was, spinning there like a proverbial gig, as we call it in Jamaica. And free kick awarded now to Mount Pleasant. 20 minutes gone in case you're just joining us. Mount Pleasant, second place in the league with a game in hand. This is their game in hand. 40 points. They are playing against the hosts, Harbourview, playing in yellow with 26 points. We are at the Harbourview Mini Stadium in East St. Andrew as the ball is headed out now. Comes as far as to Beckford. Beckford can't get by. Staple is tackled up there. Referee says fair challenge as the ball is slipped in, trying to get Norman Campbell going, but can't get there, and it's another free kick. Infringement there by Rodney. Angling the man with the tackle as the shot now straight into the arms of Kadeem Davis. No real threat there. And goalkeeper making it look tame in the end. As we approach the 22nd minute here. 0-0 the scoreline. Campbell plays the ball outside, asking the referee to take a look at his teammate who's on the turf. And teams get the opportunity to get a water break and to get themselves rehydrated and re-energized. The player there on the floor looks to be Kemar Beckford. We will confirm. As 0-0 the scoreline, you're just joining us, haven't missed maybe the chance of the game. Came just in the second minute of play where the man Sule McCullough got that chance. So as he comes up from the turf, the injured player is in fact Cardell Benbow. And that challenge from angling may be telling, as the coaching staff, especially of Harbourview, took the opportunity to just reassemble and revise, reinforce the strategy, whatever was needed in that short injury break. The next game for these two teams will be the same game at the same venue. So the first game of the third round, and you may ask why. What happens is that the first and the third rounds, the third round is a reverse of the first round. So if you were home in the first round, you would go away in the second round, in the third round. In the second round, it's random, which is why this is the last game of the second round and it's been played at Harbourview. But come next week, it's a reverse of the first round. The very first game of the first round was at Jacksall, where Harbourview beat Mount Pleasant 1-0. And they will start the third round here at home, Harbourview. So they're hoping to get a good result here tonight and to repeat it on Monday night according to the fixtures when these two teams meet again. So goal kick, the verdict here. Harbourview having lost their last game to Tivoli Gardens 3-0. Mount Pleasant, they won their last game versus Vere 2-0. So contrasting results from the last encounters. And Ludlow Bernard would want to make an early impression with his team here as they seek to move up the table. Winning tonight would not move them from 9th position, as Tivoli Gardens, they have 29 points with a better goal difference. And it's difficult to see Harbourview beating Mount Pleasant by more than 5 goals, as Harding now can't keep it in play and the throw will come to Mount Pleasant. So 24 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline. Here is Kessler now chips it across, angling, does well to collect here, and hasn't had much problems in terms of to save. The shots from Mount Pleasant have in the main been off target. 3 shots to goal, all off target, so the goalkeeper hasn't had much to do, but still needs to stay focused and concentrated in the game. Here comes now Campbell, danger man for Harbourview, going down the left hand side. Isaacs comes out for company. Campbell gets inside and gets the cross inside. McCullough didn't clear his lines properly with the first touch, but recovered in time. And Beckford pretty much just running through the player there. Was in the momentum. Referee, I don't think, will penalize him further than the kick, because no real malicious intent there. Just 2 players going for the ball. Beckford's eyes on the ball and ran through the player, so to speak. So 25 minutes gone. 0-0 the scoreline. Mount Pleasant traveling here to play Harbourview, the Stars of the East, as Harding now on the ball, chips it inside. Beckett, the captain, plays a ball inside, trying to get the man Talbot going, but here comes Fletcher. Fletcher now inside to Beckford. Beckford chips it for the runoff. Benbow, very speedy player, could keep it in play. Here's Benbow now. Can he get rid of the Harding? Harding does well to just keep his eyes on the ball and wins the ball off the man Benbow. And they're adjusting now to see who can keep it in play. Benbow now does well, gets it inside to the man Hall. Hall chips it across to Beckford. Beckford trying to turn to get off the shot. Rodney now goes further across and really sending the attack backwards. Rodney, not a good pass, but still maintaining possession here. Mount Pleasant possession stats show 60% in favor of Mount Pleasant, but truth be told, the Harbourview team have not been pressing high and has allowed Mount Pleasant to play ball chipped across, and won't be a problem again for young goalkeeper, as Harbourview wanting to counter, but early repossession here by Mount Pleasant. Ball comes across to Richie. Richie now looking to send Leng on his way. Does well. Leng get there. Now Leng chips this one inside. Beckford now trying to turn to line up the shot! Just wide again of that left upright. So the Mount Pleasant team, they have been going to that right side of the Harbourview goal, which is at the left upright. Right side relative to the goalkeeper, but the left upright. And Beckford must have seen goal number 12 as he lined up that shot, but needed to come to the right more by some centimeters as Rodney now comes forward trying to top out that one. Blocked by the Harbourview team. Here is Harding inside. Howell can't get the ball there as Isaacs does well, but now loses out to Harbourview. Beckett back to Harding. Harding now plays this one inside. Benbow can't intercept. Chips now inside. Here comes Harbourview now with an attack of their own. Ball inside. It's with the man Howell. Howell still wants to shoot, but So Harbourview have been shooting high, and Mount Pleasant they have been shooting wide, and that's the story of the game so far. And if you're just joining us, that should tell you that we have no goals in this encounter after 28 minutes of action, as this one now is chipped over on the left hand side for the run of Beckford. Beckford, does he keep it in play? Yes, no, and no is the affirmative decision. That ball went out of play, and as a result Harbourview can get a throw in here. 0-0 the scoreline. 29 minutes gone as Rodney now inside to Benbow. Benbow asking for support, comes outside to Leng. Still Leng now tries to chip it inside, cut out now by Beckford, adding just one time to his captain, and Bebito McDonald now is running, trying to get Campbell, but cut out, should be cut out, but Campbell does well to steal the ball off the man Leng. Here's Campbell, chips it back inside to Beckett. Beckett now dispossessed by Rodney. Good tracking by the midfielders from Mount Pleasant in terms of getting back to support defensively, and so far the Harbourview team hasn't really got it going in terms of coordinating in building their attacks. Here is, looks to be the man Campbell, comes across to Benbow. Benbow now brings it to a walk, comes across to Leng, inside to Benbow, comes across to Beckford. Beckford across to Fletcher. Fletcher trying to get it back inside to Beckford. Harbourview does well again, playing a low block, not committing early, but once Mount Pleasant is in possession, drop into two organized lines and shift across to block, and that's been the story of the first half so far, as centre back Campbell comes and plays to the wing back spectators. The Harbourview team spectators believe that the Harbourview team should be pressing some more, but this is an obvious strategy from the coaching staff here at Harbourview. Here is Makala now, plays it all the way back to Campbell. Campbell now chips it inside, headed out again. Decoy Williams, another veteran, would have left Harbourview, had a stint overseas, came back, was with Arnett Gardens, and now is back at Harbourview. As this one now is inside to Richie. Takes a while to get it under control, but now he does, and loses his footing as he tries to boot this one diagonally to get the run off Fletcher. Goalkeeper now gets this one to Harding. Harding not having a bad game in that left full back position is the young man Harding, and now he wins a free kick for the team. He was between four Mount Pleasant players and just put his body on the line there and won the free kick for his team. Here is free kick now to be taken. After 31 minutes, it's 0-0. Not a dull, not a bad game, but a game of missed opportunities. That's the story of the game so far, as free kick now to be taken by the man Howell. Two-man wall here set up by Mount Pleasant, and ball comes inside, coming to the near post, taken care of there by Mount Pleasant. Heads go up, still Harbourview managed to retain possession. Talbot just plays that one high long, right into the arms of Kadeem Davis. And after 32 minutes, I think Bernard would be the more satisfied of the two coaches. He's 4 days on the job, playing against, coming into the league, that would be the league leaders, and managing to be at 0-0 after 32 minutes could be something that they would have planned for. Offside. the call there, and McCalla, the man who ventured from the left full back position, got ahead of Fletcher, the striker, and was caught in the offside position. Free kick now to Harbourview. They boot this one now upfield. Comes as far as to Mount Pleasant. Here comes Beckford. Harding does well again to dispossess him. Talbot not taking any prisoners, as we say, and Campbell now relieves of the ball by Howell, but Leng does well to dispossess here. Ball now booted upfield, cut out by Harbourview, comes back to Mount Pleasant. Campbell now plays it across to McCalla. McCalla just boots it off the Harbourview player. Goal kick, the verdict after 33 minutes. It's Harbourview 0, Mount Pleasant 0. Harbourview in yellow, the home team here. We are at Harbourview, and Mount Pleasant in blue. Travelling aggregation from St. Anne, who are seeking to go atop the Premier League table to end the second round, but need to avoid defeat here to accomplish that. Here is Richie, captain, plays it across. Rodney now manages to bring it under control. Still Rodney. Back to Campbell. Harbourview spectators here vociferous, saying that the team should come up and press, but obviously paying to instructions. Beckford, nice ball there with the outside of the boot. On the outside is the man Fletcher, but deflection there off the boot of the defender Decoy Williams took some pace off the ball. So in the end, no problems for Sinclair in goal for the Harbourview team. Chambers rather in goal for the Harbourview team. First real goal mouth opportunity for Jordan Fletcher in this game. Hasn't had much, and really went for the shot there, but ball went under the foot of the right foot of Decoy Williams, which really took some pace off the ball, as now it's headed out by Harbourview and comes as far as to Campbell. So free kick, and lots of colorful words, just as the clothing of the spectators bear different colors, so is the language here inside the stands. Many persons seem to be familiar with the mothers of the coaches and the players, and all in the Jamaican vernacular handball there, as Benbow tried to just flip the ball over the head of the Harbourview player. Richie now gets a restart. Benbow, Leng, Beckford, still Beckford dispossessed. Howell, McDonald, Beckett, Harding dispossessed. Chambers now for Harbourview. Harding, still Harding now on the ball, plays this one across to Campbell as Beckett now takes over, comes inside to Anglin. Anglin across to, as now still going down on the left hand side. Can he get the cross inside? And should be no problems here for Kadeem Davis, as he now bowls this one out to Fletcher. Fletcher now inside to Isaacs. Isaacs inside Beckford. So good transition here. Can Benbow get by the second defender? No, it doesn't get past Harding. Harding really has put in a good shift here for this Harbourview team, as Hall gives the return pass to Benbow. Benbow now comes back to Leng. Leng boots it long to no one in particular. Two Harbourview players on the back post there, and just a wayward cross here as McCalla plays it inside to Fletcher, who gives the return pass to McCullough. He's now being hounded by the defender, but he still manages to get the ball inside. Can Beckford get the shot off? No! Well blocked there by Harbourview. Really was positioning himself to let fly. Did get the shot off, but couldn't pass the wall of defenders as Fletcher now shoots wide with the right foot. Known for his prowess with the left foot, but trying to breach the Harbourview defense in a less conventional way, but no mileage there, no good walls being built by the Harbourview defensively. They have been well organized, obviously playing to a plan, and thus far, for the most part, it has worked. Here is Campbell inside to McCullough. Out now McCullough gets it to Benbow. Benbow back with Campbell. Still Benbow now coming deep. So you see him on the flanks. You see him in the top of the midfield. Now he's coming deep to receive the ball as referee nation agrees with McCullough that the throw is for the men in blue. So we are approaching the 40th minute here at Harbourview, and Leng with, it's hard to describe what Leng just did. Wasn't really under pressure. I'm figuring he wanted to square one time, but the amount of power that he put in that still probably would have ended up over the wall over on the left side. So really innocuous stuff there. Poor from the fullback for the Mount Pleasant team as Harbourview tries to break the line. Campbell recovers, comes back to McCullough. So we're telling you that the score is 0-0 here between Harbourview and Mount Pleasant. No goals in this encounter after 40 minutes. Best chance coming in the second minute to Sule McCullough, and he shot wide. Beckford also had a sniff, but he shot wide as well. And Campbell now dropping deep to get this one inside to McDonald, but his first touch was poor. Probably could have made something of it had he shown better quality with the first touch. Here is Roddy now trying to go up the field, but Harding, who has probably been the man of the match so far, giving nothing away. Isaacs can't control, and Harbourview will benefit from that situation. Lengdo, good recovery run to just box out Howell and Rodney now, they call him Ramos. Going down on that challenge, but it will only result in a throw-in to Mount Pleasant. Here is Richie. Still a square pass to Campbell. Campbell now motors up the pitch and now goes diagonal. Mount Pleasant in possession. Here comes McCullough. Wants to get it across, beats everybody, and just comes straight into the arms of a thankful Chambers. No contact on that. Unofficially, we have 3 minutes to go. Just a short stoppage for Ben Bow. So not expecting much stoppage time here, as Ben Bow just trying to do too much there. Not as simple as was required in that situation, and lost out to McDonald, who has been doing well for Harbourview, coming off the ball as a striker, and have been oftentimes seen in very deep positions defensively. As what Campbell now, the man, has been switched. He was over on the left-hand side. Now he's on the right-hand side. Anglin now wants to keep the ball inside to get it across. Chipped inside, headed out by Isaacs, but straight into the part of Hall. Hall now gets the one to Fletcher. Here, they want to make a counter-attack here. Ben Boy's motoring up the park, ball chipped across, but not enough quality there. Was for the run-up. bow, but inaccurate pass and just a goal kick. And as I alluded to earlier, from the 22nd minute or the 32nd minute, that Ludlow Bernard, for us, we think he would be the happier of the two coaches, having still not been breached after 43 minutes, and the defensive organization has been shown. Nonetheless, Mount Pleasant only have themselves to blame in terms of chances. They had a great opportunity with McCullough to at least have been 1-0 up, and as Odette Hamilton, the fourth official, she puts 1 minute on the board. So I suspected not much in it in terms of stoppages, as ball now played up with Fletcher, can't get by the man there, and the referee says only a throw. So some of the spectators here thought that it would be a free kick going to the men in blue. Referee says no, and Staple is adjudged to have made a clean and fair challenge, and as such only a throw in. And in the process of the challenge, the deflection came off the boot of Fletcher. So to add insult to injury, it's like rubbing salt in a wound. And referee nation has seen enough here, and it's half time. And at the Harbourview Mini Stadium, we give you the news that it's Harbourview 0, Mount Pleasant 0 after 45 minutes. It's 0-0 the score line. Join us in the second half as we will join you for more action.
Harbourview 0, Mount Pleasant Academy 0.
DJ log on to baddest.
Representing for one of my baddest DJ Lagan. Big up your bad self. Chop. First thing in the morning. When Lagan wake up, him thank God for life. Everybody know Lagan are the best. You're way too blessed. Lagan are the best. The boy can't test.
In my prime, when the crime, with the kind of sign, money for my mind, so another time. On the map, with the on the top, I'm in
DJ log on to baddest.
So we're getting ready here for the second half as we welcome you back for second half action here. It's the final game of the second round in the Red Stripe Premier League. Mount Pleasant, who were leading coming into the second round, they are surpassed by Waterhouse, who drew yesterday on 40 points, but with a 2-goal better difference. Mount Pleasant find themselves in second place, but could get back to the top of the table to end the second round by avoiding defeat. So on the live table, Mount Pleasant would be the leaders of the league. So if this result holds, it's 0-0 here at Harbourview. Harbourview, the story is they have a new coach, new in terms of this season, but a returning coach, Ludlow Bernard, would have been the head coach here at Harbourview before, the Kingston College man taking over from Damian Stewart, who was unceremoniously sacked by the Harbourview team. And in his first game, his first 45 minutes has produced a 0-0 score line, so no goals. Best chance of the game coming very early for Mount Pleasant. Sule McCullough, the man on the end of that. Outside of that, not much to write home about. It's the story of Harbourview kicking high and Mount Pleasant kicking wide, and probably Harbourview's good use of the Carib Cement complex, which is very close to them, because they have had some very good defensive structures, and Mount Pleasant hasn't really been able to break them down in the way that they have been doing some other teams in recent times. So it's 0-0 the scoreline here, as referee O'Shane Nation has the whistle in his mouth and wants to get us underway. Kemar Beckford standing over the ball. He has 11 goals, second only to Dean Andre Thomas of Dunby Holden in the goal scoring chart here in the Red Stripe Premier League, and really on a purple patch, rich vein of form, and would want to continue that tonight as Benbow gets us on the way with this ball over on the right hand side to Jordan Fletcher. Fletcher comes inside to Rodney. Rodney controls, plays across to McCullough, back to Rodney. Not really a good pass. Rodney really did well to control it after getting such a poor pass. Here's the man angling now, who has done some good work in midfield for Harbourview in the first half. Isaac's been hounded. So Harbourview, having been on retreat in the first half, seem to be pressing a bit higher in the field now in the second half. So probably a change in strategy from the coaching staff, having seen now the man Beckford trying to slide this one across for the run of Benbow, and Mount Pleasant themselves seem to have just made some positional rotations to start the second half, with Beckford ending up on the right hand side, Benbow inside. So here is first corner of the second half early, as the man Jordan Fletcher is leaning on the fence and preparing to get this one inside. Mount Pleasant now with the corner. Fletcher chips it inside. Heads go up. McCullough off the post with the second bite of the cherry, and straight into the hands of goalkeeper Chambers. So it's the story of the first half repeating itself in the second half. McCullough again, the man with the chance, hit the crossbar, bounced down. Chambers could not recover. McCullough got a second chance, and right into the arms of Chambers. McCullough must be counting his lucky stars, cursing his luck, rather, because could not get Mount Pleasant in front, and he was the one who had the chance in the first half to make it 1-0. It's the type of fullback that you want to have, because he always pops up in goal scoring positions, but couldn't get the ball in the back of the net. As Hall now plays for the run of Beckford, but Harbourview dispossessed them. Here is Harbourview on the ball now, chips this one across inside, trying to get the man Campbell going, but boxed out. Was a good pass. He came between the two defenders and managed to take it on the chest, but didn't stick, and that was the opportunity that Campbell and company needed in the back for Mount Pleasant. So good defending, good pass, good play all round, but Mount Pleasant coming out the better, having not conceded from that opportunity. But that was a sign that the Harbourview team are showing some more intent in this second half, as now it's inside with the man angling, comes back now with Howell. Howell now motoring up the right hand side, comes inside, comes back outside, trying to get the run off. Staple, can he keep it in play? And Kadeem Davis, I tell you, he came and he missed, but that ball also eluded the Harbourview players, and no problems in the end there for Mount Pleasant, as Davis boots it upfield, headed out by Harbourview. Howell now inside to Campbell. Campbell does well, gets by one. Campbell still chipping, lining up the shot, but beats it off the feet of Isaacs, as Rodney now will take over. 49 minutes, just started the second half, and can I tell you that there has already been a missed chance. 2 bites of the cherry for Sule McCullough off the Jordan Fletcher corner, and ball now played high and wide for Keston Hall to chase. Hall deemed to have fouled the Harbourview man there, and Decoy Williams will now take over as we have played 6 minutes in the, are approaching the 6th minute of the second half. Here is McCullough now just fending off the player there to get the throw inside for Mount Pleasant. Already inside with Campbell. Campbell across to Richie. Richie now wants to play inside, hasn't seen the pass yet, probably will go long, as expected he does. Beckford now takes it on the chest, good hold up play here by the striker, comes inside to Benbow, Benbow chips it inside for Kessanal, 1-on-1! And the Chambers did well, must credit the goalkeeper, but Kessanal maybe should have just scored with the first touch there. A wonderful pass by Cardell Benbow, split the defenders. Kessanal was at the right place at the right time, but did the wrong thing. And Harbourview live to fight another day. And this looks like it's gonna be one of those nights that you dominate but can't get on the score sheet. And I tell you something, normally you end up on the losing end in situations like these, but let's see what happens with this Mount Pleasant team. That was a beautiful opportunity, maybe the chance of the game. Benbow with the pass, Keston Hall got onside, faced up with the goalkeeper, wanted to take too many touches. Chambers did well to save with the left boot there. So 52 minutes gone. What's the score? Harbourview 0, Mount Pleasant 0. Shots on target, Mount Pleasant 3, Harbourview 2. And hand in the face there. And the referee nation presents his first yellow card of the piece, and it will go to the number 18 player from Harbourview. First yellow card here shown by referee nation, and Mr. Nasworthy is the recipient, so he has the misfortune of being the first player to enter the referee's books for a caution, as this one now is chipped across to Benbow. Benbow now will come inside but can't get by, trying to do a little bit too much, and ball comes now inside with McCullough. McCullough now to Isaacs. Isaacs comes across Leng, taking quite a lot of time to get the ball under control, and hence he allows the Harbourview player to recover defensively and to bring a stop here. So Campbell now manages to get it across to Fletcher. Fletcher plays it for the run of Benbow. Benbow over on the far side. Mount Pleasant now kicking from right to left. Here is Benbow hounded by two players. Can he get across inside? No. And the corner, the verdict. The last corner from this same side produced some goal-mouth drama, but no goals. Let's see what will happen now, as Fletcher would like to replicate the delivery, but McCullough would like to change the outcome. So too the Mount Pleasant fans. Fletcher comes, can't beat the man at the near post, not as good as the first corner there, and Benbow trying to win the ball before Harbourview can advance into the Mount Pleasant half. So good tracking and transitional play from Mount Pleasant. Good defensive work from Harbourview. They have let in a few looks, but still managing to keep this game at 0-0 after 55 minutes. And the longer the game goes on like this, the more Harbourview will think they're in the thick of things. first half statistics, Harborview percentage 37%, Mount Pleasant 63%. The Harborview team primarily were sitting back in this first half, but pressing a bit higher up the field now in the second half as Howell plays this one across, gets it to Beckett. Beckett looks up, has a good shot on him, comes to Anglin back to Howell. Howell wants to shoot, but as I told you, at the end of the first half and maybe at the beginning of the second half, the story has been Harborview shooting high and Mount Pleasant shooting wide. And that has continued into the second half. That is the second time that Howell has been aiming for the Stars. And he is playing for the Stars of the East. Probably wants to take a flight soon. Here is ball now inside. Beckford comes across to Rodney. Rodney does well to recover and now gets it to Isaacs. Isaacs inside to Benbow. Benbow back to Leng. Leng on the far side. And now it's with Howell. And the Harborview fans feeling a bit better about their team now as Fletcher joins Mr. Nasworthy in the referee's book. This is the first caution for the Mount Pleasant team. And a foul he had to give because they were caught in transition. Player was motoring up the middle of the pitch, and just to slow them down so his team could regroup as the substitutes getting ready. Among them, the two former Harborview players, Daniel Green and Evan Taylor. Francois Swaby also there in the mix, and looks to be Shaquille Notice, who is also getting himself ready. Actually, it's Alwyn Harvey who is with the substitutes as this one is chipped across and Leng off the chest to Kadeem Davis, who only boots the ball back to Harborview and prepare for them as Howell again. And as we told you before, once it's Howell, look to the skies. It's more like punting in American football. But Howell will have 4 shots on his stat sheet, but all 4 will say off target. As Harborview now lining up a change.
Out comes player number 8.
And Howell, interestingly, coach.
He's replaced by player number 28, Sean Daly.
Coach is not having any more sky action. So Howell will be replaced by Sean Daly, who I'm sure the coach would have told to shoot for a lower target. So 58 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview, the hosts, in yellow, playing against Mount Pleasant in blue. Harborview with 26 points and 9th on the table, playing against Mount Pleasant with 40 points and 2nd on the table, 2nd on goal difference. The live table, Mount Pleasant would have 41 points, Harborview 27. With those points, Mount Pleasant would go back to the top of the table, whilst Harborview would remain in 9th position behind Tivoli Gardens, who have 29 points. Staple to McDonald. McDonald cuts inside, comes back to Anglin, cut out by Mount Pleasant with McCullough. McCullough across to Fletcher. Fletcher now, Isaacs. Ball now still with Fletcher. Fletcher now trips this one up for the run of Beckford. Beckford is inside the box, still wants to get, but really good defending here. The moment he received the ball, there were 2 players there, and then from the back door came the retreating player who managed to just dispossess Beckford. So some planning being seen here from the play of the Harborview team in terms of how they approach the Mount Pleasant players, specifically the man Beckford, who has been crowded out at every opportunity. And Harborview now through Talbot will restart the game. 1 hour gone, 60 minutes, 15 minutes in the second half. 0-0 the scoreline. Harborview 0, Mount Pleasant nil as Isaacs now takes the ball off. Here's Beckford now coming inside the box. Beckford, team shot, but Chambers had to go down quickly to make the save, and probably a better chance than how it looked, because he did get behind the defenders. Not often that he's doing that. Got the shot off, but Chambers went down smartly. Second save with the feet. And let me tell you something, this young goalkeeper has been keeping his team in the game. So Mount Pleasant with 3 clear opportunities in the second half, and the scoreline is still 0-0. As Staple now boots one just wide of the upright. Don't take that to be speculative, because it wasn't far and would have been a good goal from the right full back. Let fly, but just wide of that upright, and still 0-0 the scoreline here. So more intent, as we said, being shown. Possession a little bit closer to parity in this the second half, as Harbour View has moved up a notch in the field. In the American football, you move by every 10 yards. So Harbour View have stepped up and down, as now ball comes inside to Benbow. Keslan Hall trying to get it inside. Harbour View dispossesses Beckett now. Comes across to McDonald. So a little bit more excitement here in the second half, as McDonald now chips this one across for Staple. Staple trying to get it inside, but Campbell couldn't keep his footing, as Hall now comes on the outside, gets Fletcher going. Fletcher now switched over on this left hand side. Still Fletcher now. It's by one. Fletcher comes inside, wants to line up a shot, but he goes across, finds the man Benbow. Benbow can spot the run of Beckford. Beckford now inside the box. 2 players, 3 players. Rodney can't control. First touch poor there. Isaacs now resets for Mount Pleasant, and Richie comes as far as to McCullough over on the left hand side. Now down on the left channel. Benbow onside. Still Benbow. Can he get by his man? No. Still Benbow. Now he comes to McCullough. Can McCullough get the cross inside? Still not getting the cross. Now he boots it in with the left boot. Decoy Williams, not a very good clearance. Ball still in and around the goal area. And Staple has been rewarded with a free kick here. So after 62 minutes, and Mount Pleasant, they are lining up some substitutions. Looks to be the 2 Harbour View returnees who are going to make their entrance into the game shortly. So Beckford now inside to Fletcher, who has come centrally now. Tried to get the shot off, but can't penetrate the wall of yellow. Here is Sule McCullough. 63 minutes gone here. 0-0 the scoreline. We are at Harbour View. Harbour View in 9th, playing Mount Pleasant, who are in 2nd. Mount Pleasant 40 points, Harbour View 26 points. Live table 41 to Mount Pleasant, 27 to Harbour View. Harbour View in yellow, kicking from left to right. Mount Pleasant in blue, and they are kicking in the opposite direction. And Harbour View's last game, 3-0 they lost at Tivoli. Mount Pleasant, their last game, 1-2-0 at Veer. Head-to-head between these 2 teams, 2 wins apiece. So this is the tiebreaker in their 5th meeting, and at the moment it's 0-0. So Daniel Green, former Harbour View man, getting ready to come on, and Evan Taylor seems as if he's been lined up as well, as coaches seem to be just figuring out who is the right person to come off, as Babito McDonald now chips this one inside, and here comes now Harbour View. Beckett trying to just chip this for Norman Campbell to go around the shoulder of the defender, but didn't work there at the end. 65 minutes, 0-0. Harbour View hosting Mount Pleasant. Final game of the second round. 11 more games in round 3. Then we reach to the playoff and relegation stage of the competition. Here is the man being bummed off the ball here. So substitutions about to be made, and number 9 Daniel Green is coming on. Just waiting to see what number is on the board. Number 11 Keslan Hall is coming off, and Hall is being sent back on the field. So coaching staff obviously changing their minds. So we wait to see what the change will be as Hall now boots his swan downfield, and Dekai Williams first venture into the opponent's half, ships this one inside, but Campbell will clear for Mount Pleasant for the throwing to be given. So let's see what the substitutions are.
Substitution for Mount Pleasant.
So number 9 is coming on, and now they have changed from number 11
Jordan Fletcher
to number 8. So Fletcher is coming off.
Player number 23.
Evan Taylor, number 23, is coming on. And coming off, it will be number 17. So the 2 former Montego Bay United players are off, and the 2 former Harbour View players are on. And that is how the cookie crumbles here. Substitution now for Harbour View. Number 44 is coming in. That's Basco. And coming off is Nasworthy. So here is ball inside now. So both teams making 2 substitutions thus far, as Hall now gets it inside to Sule Makala. 67 minutes gone, 0-0 the scoreline here, as the ball now is played with Keslan Hall, who saw his number on the board and maybe thought he was coming off. And Basco, in his first taste of action, has gone into the referee's book. That's the first touch of action for Basco, and it's to get a yellow card. So free kick taken. So Basco came onto the field, and 5 seconds after, referee says, welcome, this is the color yellow. Here now inside is Isaac, tries to put it across the box, and now the cross comes in, headed out there by Harbour View. Still Mount Pleasant trying to penetrate, but now it comes back into the midfield. Taylor, the man there, can't win it from his younger counterparts, as now this one is chipped inside, trying to spot the run of Campbell over on the left hand side. So he's now moved back over to the left hand side. Campbell now and shoots, but not much problems there for Kadeem Davis, but intent being shown by Harbour View. Told you in the first half that he's the danger man. Got the goal at Jacksall, and is here now threatening to pull off what would be deemed an upset based on current form if the Harbour View team could get a win here at the expense of Mount Pleasant. As Beckford, the goalkeeper was at sea. Beckford needed to get over the ball to get it down into the net. Couldn't do that. Chance number 4 of the second half. And Mount Pleasant, will they live to regret some of these missed opportunities as we approach 70 minutes here in this encounter, which is getting livelier and livelier by the minute. All the subplots are being played out, as one of the spectators here at Harbour View suggesting that the Mount Pleasant team is tired. No signs of that right now, as Harding, who hasn't had much to do in the second half, now reminds us that he's still a part of this fixture. And free kick now awarded. Played quickly as Campbell now chips inside. Comes as far as to trying to get the number 25 man there angling on the ball, but didn't get it there. So the ball now played across here is Norman Campbell now getting himself going forward. Here comes Daly. Not much action since taking the field. And Harbourview now with a rear foray, a sustained period of pressure as now maybe Tabak chips it inside. Daly, Basco the man there was trying to get the head on. Harbourview spectators asking for a free kick. Referee Nation is having none of it as Beckford tugged there. And the referee spots the infringement. Now he goes across because it seems to have been escalating a bit further. So the referee now turns on the afterburners just to allow the players to see that he is still in charge. Talbot, the man there, who is in the middle of that incident. And Basco may do well to move away from the ball here because his short stay on the field could be cut to an exit if he goes back into the book. As Taylor now with his first piece of action chips this one inside. That's what he has been brought on to do. It's more like a quarterback here because he is one of the best range passers, maybe still in the Premier League, and he has been brought on obviously to get some more balls going across as Isaacs now chips this one across towards the back post. Chambers comes, falls awkwardly, and it's a corner kick. There are 3 Harbourview players on the floor. Chambers is on the turf. One has since gotten up, so there's one more player, and the corner kick now to be taken from the far side. Third corner for Mount Pleasant. And officials spotting an infringement, some haji-baji in the box, and they are asking, assistant is asking referee Nation to just sort it out before. And now Nation comes across just to consult with his colleague as to what exactly he would have seen based on the referee's posture. Nothing in it as Benbow now plays this one inside, and immediately the infringement is called against Mount Pleasant. So obviously the referees in their conversation would have prompted Nation to be looking at a particular situation, and Harbourview the beneficiaries of that. And just about 17 minutes to play in this encounter. 0-0 the scoreline between Harbourview at home here to Mount Pleasant. So 0-0 as Campbell now chips this one inside for Bebeto McDonald, but Richie does well and was quick to point to the ball to tell the referee that, listen, I did not touch him, but I played the ball. Bebeto McDonald went down for what it's worth, but Nation wasn't buying. So corner is the verdict as we see Gerald Neal here and the man Rudolph Stennett, part of the technical setup at the Mount Pleasant Football Academy, and some fans in our shot as well. Alan Still Cole, the man there in the Kangal hat and the silver dreadlock, as that this one now is chipped across, headed out at the back post. Campbell now, but handball there. Cheeky little handball, and Nation spotted the danger and awarded the free kick. So the strategy has changed because Harbourview now are pressing in the defensive third of Mount Pleasant, and obviously the coaching staff has seen the need to make some adjustments in terms of where they start the press. Here's Bebeto McDonald. Additionally, McDonald, he now is over on the right hand side and has been doing quite a lot of work as Green is fouled by his former teammate at Harbour View, and Taylor will now come again to launch another ball inside the Harbour View box. Evan Taylor, former Reno man, came to Harbour View, played at Montego Bay United, played at Waterhouse. Now he's at Mount Pleasant. Spotted by Rennie Simoes when he was just a youngster, just about 17 years old. Was brought into the national setup and earned the reputation as one of the best long-range passers of the ball in the country, as Richie now tries to go diagonal to get Benbow going. Kept it in play, but no, he didn't. And goal kick is the verdict. 76 minutes have elapsed. 0-0 between Harbour View in yellow, the home team, and Mount Pleasant in blue. As Green now controls. Chips is trying to get the run, but it's cut out there by Decoy Williams, who sensed the danger. Kessler Nall again making his way into one of those goal scoring positions, but has not been able to make it count, as referee now spots just a pull back there by the man Beckett on Isaacs, and Isaacs will walk away from the ball. Taylor again. So since his inception, since his introduction in the game, all of the dead ball situations, with the exception of the corner taken by Benbow, has been by Mr. Taylor. Now he seems to be walking away. We're just watching to see as Chambers constructs this wall. Taylor just positioning himself better, taking some steps back. Referee now asks the wall to go back the required yardage, as the kick now to be taken by the man Taylor, and he's going straight for goal. And once again, good walls are built at Harbour View, as this one now is coming across to Benbow. Chips it inside. Green handled the ball there on the edge of the box, and not the sort of quality that the Mount Pleasant team is looking for at this time. Now here is ball now chipped over on the flank, but Bebito McDonald will not get there. So another shot of the crowd here as we approach the final 10 minutes of this game. Hasn't been a dull game, hasn't been really a boring game. First 65, 70 minutes, first half Harbour View just sitting back. Second half they have come out with more intent. We have seen Mount Pleasant miss 4 chances in the second half. Harbour View has had 2 sniffs at goal. That man Staple with a shot that passed the left upright, and then Norman Campbell, who managed a shot but straight into the hands of Kadeem Davis. That's some of the action from the second half so far, as we enter into the 80th minute. Luca Levy being lined up. John Luca Levy being lined up to come in for Harbour View. That would be their final substitution, as Richie, the captain, Mount Pleasant, boots this one now. Long upfield, he's onside, no! And Harbour View quickly restarts here as Richie goes wide. And Man Isaacs shifted to the right of the midfield triangle with the introduction of Taylor, and has lost the 2 battles since being put in that position. And after 80 minutes, 81 minutes, it's Harbour View 0, Mount Pleasant 0 in Monday night action. It's the final game of the second round, 22 games would have been played for all teams, and after 22 games, Mount Pleasant, along with Waterhouse, have 40 points at the top of the table. Waterhouse have a 2-goal better goal difference, which makes them the first place team. If this result holds, Mount Pleasant would go atop to finish the second round, as they came into this last set of games as the league leaders. But we'll have to get something out of this game in order to maintain that status going into round 3. Harbourview just changing coaches, 9th place in the league, wants to probably eye one of those playoff spots, and as such they are also looking at how they could engineer a way to move up the standings as such. So Luca Levy now into the game. So with 29 points and 11 games to go, with 26 points and 11 games to go, Harbourview would fancy themselves to be able to get into the top 6 if results go their way, because we have Waterhouse now presently leading with 40 points, Mount Pleasant on 40, Arnett Gardens in 3rd place with 34 points, Humble Lion 33 points, also on 33 points. In 5th are the defending champions Portmore, Dunbeolian 32, Cavalier 31, and Tivoli Gardens 29 in 8th place. So in the final playoff spot, it's Dunby Holden with only 32 points, which is 6 points away. Two wins for Harbourview could get them in and around that playoff spot. So they know that it's not a far-fetched idea for them to be able to get on top. Here is Green dispossessed, and the infringement spotted there by Nation. 2 teams in the relegation zone still haven't broken out of the teens. Would be Huey in 11th spot on 17 points, and Jamalco really struggling. They are now called Veer, but originally Jamalco with 16 points. And both Huey and Veer have a lot to do to get themselves back into survival spot. Is that Basco again? Basco really seems as if he wants to get an early shower. Hasn't been on for more than 20 minutes, and now the referee is basically telling him to use his head. Use your head, young man, because I will have to send you off the field the next time there's an incident. Richie now inside to Taylor. Taylor comes across to Richie. Richie chips it inside, headed out by Harbourview. Isaacs being hounded by Luca Levy. Here is Green. Green again, still Green on the ball. Green goes to the turf, still Green. He rocks and gets into Isaacs. Isaacs comes outside to Makala. Makala further wide to Benbow. Benbow now can't get it past Staple. And a throw in. 5 minutes unofficially to go in this encounter. Maybe 2 or 3 minutes of stoppage time based on what has elapsed in the second half. Here is Campbell. Campbell now wants to get it to Makala. He does. Makala chips inside. Hall comes across, can't get the better of Staple. Harbourview clear their lines, but only as far as Campbell, who has now come inside the Harbourview half. So Mount Pleasant setting up a camp there, but Richie was at the back, his centre-back partner, to provide coverage as Campbell now to Levy. Levy comes across. Harbourview now looking to mount another attack. Has really been better in the second half. Ball comes across and should be a corner here. It is. So Harbourview having a good second half comparing, if you compare what happened in the first half. But this seems to be a matter of strategy. The coaching, looking at what Harbourview have been doing in the first half, and clear change of the plan for the second half, pressing higher in the field, showing more intent, switching around players, in certain positions. Now they have pulled the man, Bebito McDonald, who was employed wide right. They have moved out the man Anglin, who was in the center of the park. He's now on the right hand side. Luca Levy now has now occupied that midfield spot, and Norman Campbell still playing off the shoulders there of the right side of the Mount Pleasant defense. So lots of changes made there by Harbour View, and Mount Pleasant, of course, would have replaced Fletcher and the man Rodney with Taylor and Daniel Green, and maybe wants to go for more long balls based on Taylor's prowess with his passing ability. So it's a battle of strategies and wits, tactical maneuvering here, with 4 minutes unofficially to be played, and 0-0 the score line, and Mount Pleasant lining up their fourth corner of the second half, and still trying to press home an early, well, at this point it would be a late advantage, but still trying to get something out of this game. And one will feel that Mount Pleasant, even if this is a drawn result, would feel aggrieved having not taken all 3 points, considering the chances they got in this game. Harbour View not really getting a gilt-edged chance, but have threatened. And Mount Pleasant would not be happy as the heads go up in the box. There's a hint of a handball there, but nothing. That Mount Pleasant players not really appealing as such. And obviously no infringement here, as now Green on the ball. Green, not much from Green since coming into the game, but comes across now to Leng. Haven't seen much of Leng in the second half, as well as Campbell now boots his one diagonally, trying to spot the run of McCullough, who was overlapping. And now Taylor hits the ball and comes right through Basco in the process. And Basco already on a yellow card, but this time he's involved in another free kick incident. But this time he is the victim, benefactor of the free kick, as the man Decoy Williams now to take, plays this one across. Decoy Williams also had a stint at Portmore, had a stint with Arnett Gardens, and back at Harbour View here, as we said earlier, went overseas. As Levy now plays this one inside to Beckett. Beckett comes across to Staple to Anglin. Anglin now looks upfield for passing options, comes wide to, looks to be Basco. Basco now does well to good close skills there, but can't pass Taylor, who was in a good space, and now chips this long ball. What a ball to Benbow. That's what he has been brought on the field for. Benbow, can he beat this man 1v1? Benbow, but goes. So the cross did not come. Corner kick is the result. Excellent pass from the man Evan Taylor. That's what he has been brought on the field to do. And Beckford may be wondering why that ball didn't come across to him. We are going over into stoppage time now. Anytime now we can look for the signal of the fourth official, Odette Hamilton, and now Harbour View will have the opportunity to clear their lines here, as the ball is with Talbot. Green now steps forward. Talbot. So if you're just joining us, you have about 5 minutes of action to see, and the news is that Harbour View are in yellow, have not scored. Neither have the home team, as the away team Mount Pleasant managed to reach the Harbour View custodian. So it's 0-0 the scoreline here after just about 90 minutes, and the result here. And now on cue, Odell Hamilton gives us a signal 3 minutes left, and present conditions say that Harbourview will go to 27 points and Mount Pleasant would go to 41 points, which would put them at the top of the table to close out the second round. Harbourview, if they can manage to squeeze one here, would still remain in 9th place, but would move up from 26 to 29 points. Mount Pleasant have missed quite a lot, 4 clear opportunities in the second half and another 3 or 4 in the first half, and would be disappointed to leave here even with a point in the context of how this game has gone. Possession wise, it's 60-40 in favor of Mount Pleasant, the traveling team. They are the best road team in the league, best defensive team in the league. 22 points on the road out of 40 points that they have amassed, only conceded 18 goals. So form with the men in blue tonight, and Harbourview under the new coaching aggregation just trying to get their footing here. Here is Levy, substitute, comes back inside, can't get it down here. Daniel Green stops and starts. Poor decision there, loses out to the Harbourview team. Beckett now turns away. Now it comes across, trying to get the man angling going, beats the man Leng, who is late to the ball. Now what could happen here? Could there be late drama in this game as angling shoots it over now to Norman Campbell. Norman Campbell now turns inside to Richie, shoots in the back of the net. It's a dagger in the 92nd minute of play. I told you about that man. Norman Campbell has been a nuisance from the first round. He got one opportunity, got by the man Ladale Ritchie, shot in the back of the net, and I can tell you there's no coming back from this. Harbourview will leave home as the victors. Mount Pleasant at the death has conceded. Daniel Green there with a poor decision to dribble when he should have made the pass. Luca Levy intercepted, and the substitutes, they linked up. Anglin did well to get to the ball before Leng, who was late for the challenge, got it on the right hand side, and Norman Campbell got by Ladale Ritchie. He did the rest, and I think this should be the final whistle. The game is over. The 93 minutes have elapsed. We are going into the 94th minute here, and I believe that when Chambers takes this goal kick, that Nature and the referee will signal the end to this fixture. So what a story here. A plethora of missed chances. There is the final whistle. Harbourview and their new coach Ludlow Bernard has snatched the victory in the final minute of extra time to give Harbourview 3 points here and move them to 29 points. And Mount Pleasant will leave as second place at the end of the second round. They have lost by 1-0 here at the compound in Harbourview. So we leave you with the news that Harbourview have won this game by 1-0, courtesy of Norman Campbell in the 92nd minute.